What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're going to open up some more packages. Today it's all about the gunsmith. It's all about Banshee and his gunsmith bounty packages. We've got a whopping 6 of them to open up. So yes, I did have some saved up from before. So we're going to open up 6 of them and see what kind of rewards I ended up nabbing. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I always tell you that you need to visit Banshee. You need to pay attention to Banshee because Banshee has access to some of the best legendary weapons that you're going to get in Destiny. It doesn't matter what roles they come with, it's always fun to just open up new gear that you know is going to be a guaranteed weapon. And that's all Banshee deals with is weapons. So whether you go and visit him for Arms Day and pick up the packages and wait and hold on to them for some time, or whether you level him up with his test weapons and then go ahead and see what random gear that he ends up getting you, I think that he's personally one of the most underrated and yet one of the most worthwhile things that you can actually do in the game. You're not going to be getting 335 light guns. That's not going to happen. The max that you'll be getting is 330 light, but that's really okay. There's a lot of avenues for you to get 335 light. There's not a lot of avenues for you to get some guaranteed legendary weapons. And there are some really amazing things. Some of my best god tier weapons all came from Banshee. And I'm sure you've seen people utilizing the Suros PDX-45. I'm sure you've seen people utilizing the Suros DIS-43 that I'm actually using in this video. I really like that for PvE. I'm sure you've seen people utilizing the Ufern. There are definite awesome weapons that Banshee has, and you can only get them from Banshee, so it's definitely worth your while. As far as the guns that Banshee has this week, I just happened to look over them really quickly, and it looks like 4 out of the 5 of them are PvE weapons. They look like they're all primary weapons, actually, and aside from one where you have to kill Hive, the rest of them are simply getting precision kills or doing a double kill, so they're really easy. So definitely something that you should look into this week. Get 4 of your 5 bounties done really quickly. Don't worry about the Crucible one unless you really want to. Though the Crucible one is a primary weapon, so it's really not as bad as the heavy one, which is just absolute garbage. So we're going to start off on our Hunter. Turning in our first package, we get a Suros JLB-47. So this is probably going to be junk, because I have an absolute god roll Suros JLB-47. And this one, heavy payload, is nice, increasing up that blast radius. Who's next? Not really a fan. Javelin is good, but the one that I have has grenades and horseshoes, and you can't really beat that. So the one that I have has grenades and horseshoes, and it's got a lot of blast radius and velocity, so any other rocket launcher is kind of going to fall short. This one isn't the worst thing in the world as far as stats go. This really gets it up there with that blast radius and velocity, but it's just not a necessity for me, so I'm going to have to delete it, just looking to see if anything is worthwhile to level up. That Ash Factory actually doesn't look too bad either, with grenades and horseshoes of its own. Now we're going to double up on everything, like I said. This is Hunter number 2, and whenever we turn in this Hunter package, we get another Suros JLB-47. So apparently my Hunter loves himself some JLB-47 rocket launchers. And this one actually has cluster bombs, but wow, the one that I just had was way better than this one. Way better than this one. And if the one that I'm actually owning from before was better than the first one, this one is going to fall significantly short. Yeah, this one really doesn't have what it takes. It really does not have what it takes. This is such a shame for a rocket launcher. Cluster bombs could be fun in PvE, but the rest of the perks just are not worthwhile. And again, just looking over and seeing, and you can see that I ended up putting that old JLB-47 into that Ash Factory, which, like I said, had a pretty solid roll. So we're done with the Hunter. Moving on to the Warlock. So with our Warlock, let's hope that we don't get a rocket launcher. Something other than a rocket launcher. And it looks like we succeeded in that avenue. We got a Geharris D. This is a primary hand cannon. And let's take a look at how it's going. It's not looking like it's going well. Yeah, we got Danger Close, and who's next? 2 perks that are really junk. We don't like either of these perks, and for 2/3 of your perks to be junk, that means that this hand cannon is going to be terrible. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. I don't actually own this hand cannon, probably because I've got a bunch of rolls like that are terrible. We're just going to see if there's anything worth infusing up. I don't have anything, so this thing is going to turn into legendary marks. So number 1 for the Warlock did not exactly turn into a success, but we have a Crucible package for Warlock number 2, so why not go ahead and turn it in, and we get a zombie apocalypse, which is awesome. I have a really good one that actually has a counterbalance. I'm really a big fan of this, and unfortunately this roll that I got is not so hot. Surrounded, just not going to work. I said it yesterday, but mainly what's going to make a weapon usable is have all perks that are actually usable. Don't have perks that are just really situational, because they're pretty much junk. If you've got 2 perks that are usable, even if the weapon isn't quote-unquote god tier, it's at least going to be something that you can utilize and be comfortable with and actually get kills with. Whenever you have 1 junk perk, it's really going to just hurt the weapon overall. Now turning in our Gunsmith package, we end up nabbing ourselves something a little bit different from a zombie apocalypse. We get a Tamar D. So we just want to take a look at these Suros PDX packages real quick, and wow, Guerrilla Fighter, like I said, terrible. So Suros PDX 45 this week is no bueno, don't pick one up. As far as the Tamar D goes, it looks like it is one of those lower impact sniper rifles. I don't happen to have the Whaler's March on me, but it's a lower impact sniper rifle. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm definitely not a big fan of those without any stability. This one's got a lot of reload, spray and play and outlaw together. Wow. And yeah, okay, so I could get stability up with perfect balance. I'm not a huge fan of this one though at all. It's all about that reload speed, but really it doesn't take all that long to reload with the sniper rifles anyway. So 2 reload perks is definitely overkill, definitely not a necessity, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to this thing as well. Again, just checking to see if anything is worthwhile to level up. There's not. So this one is yet again turning into legendary marks. We're not doing too well on Banshee Gunsmith bounties this week. Not at all. Come on, Titan, you have to close us out strong, hopefully. And we're going to turn in our Gunsmith package, and we get an Ufern. An Ufern is always a good thing. I love this gun. Again, this is looking at the Suros PDX packages from last week. That's why they look a little bit different. The Suros PDX packages on my Warlock are current. The ones that you just saw are from last week, so that's why they looked a little bit different. As far as this gun goes, you know what? Overall, it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. This is, like I said, this is a very usable gun. Reinforced barrel, grenadier, and life support. Those are all very good perks together. They're not quote-unquote god tier together, but overall, that's a solid gun. That's a solid Ufern. Now finally, for our last package that we've got, we turn this in and we get ourselves a Uzumi RR4. So this is yet again another sniper rifle, and I'm just taking a look at the Ufern packages for this week, and I want to take a look at that first one, which actually is kind of intriguing. So Luck in the Chamber is a perk that I'm always interested in because it lets you 2-shot to the head with the Ufern, and Brace Frame actually will bump the magazine size down to 5, which means that you have a 1 in 5 chance of Luck in the Chamber proccing on your first bullet. So if you're really good at headshots, this might not be that bad of a hand cannon to pick up. Now, the Ufern that I have has Luck in the Chamber, but it has Reinforced Barrel, so I actually have extra range, but I don't have a 5 magazine size. Just something that you might want to keep in mind. It's up to you if you want to pick the Ufern from the Gunsmith this week. I was looking to see if he was selling it again. He's not, so it's a tough call. It's a really tough call. As far as the weapon this week, it looks like we've got some Firefly and life support, which is cool. It's making this weapon feel a little bit more like it should be a PvE type of weapon. Unfortunately, in PvE, these low-impact sniper rifles are just not very good. You really want your sniper rifle to deal out more damage than these ones can deal out. So, unfortunately, yeah, it's just going to have to be a little bit of junk. I like these type of sniper rifles to have a little bit more stability as well. It's really not suited to be a PvE type of weapon. Unfortunately, it's okay. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not exactly the best. And I want to just take a look and see if I happen to have a Whaler's in this inventory, and I do. So let's put that on and do a little bit of a comparison. Actually, when I put those side by side, they are near identical. Now, the one difference is the hidden perks, and Whaler's March has a whopping 79 aim assist, compared to the Uzumi with a 31. So, right there, those hidden stats, those are going to tell the tale. But anyway, that was Banshee, that was a Gunsmith. My weapons weren't ideal, maybe this isn't the best video for showcasing Banshee, but I promise you he is worth doing. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Banshee, and I'll see you around in Destiny. Yuzumi.